Kwa hivyo kama kuna family zitajiweza kimasanduku tutapeana. Kama ni transport bodies to any part of the country tutapeana pia our VIP access. Tutasimama na hizi familia ambazo zimefiliwa na wale kutoka msaada wetu, wale ambao hawajiwezi. We normally do the most vulnerable cases. Wale wanajiweza sana. Hata kama wanajiweza sisi hatubagui. Wanajiweza, hawajiwezi, we are there to kusaidia kila mtu. Tuangalie rangi.
A nation is still mourning after the heartbreaking fire tragedy at UTUMISHI Girls' School that claimed the lives of 16 young students whose dreams were cut short in the most devastating way. As families continue to struggle with unimaginable grief, a surprising act of compassion has emerged from former Nairobi Governor Mike SONKO. According to reports, SONKO has offered to fully cater for the funeral expenses of all the 16 students who lost their lives in the tragedy.
Kwa sababu hawakupangizi before, na unajua economy ya Kenya vile iko sasa, poverty iko juu sana, watu hawana pesa. So sisi tuko kusimamia vitu kama hivyo. As you know, I'm the president of Good Deeds here in Kenya. Kwa hivyo kama kuna family zitajiweza kimasanduku tutapeana. Kama ni transport bodies to any part of the country tutapeana pia our VIP access. Tutasimama na hizi familia ambazo zimefiliwa na wale kutoka msaada wetu, wale ambao hawajiwezi. We normally do the most vulnerable cases. Wale wanajiweza sana. Hata kama wanajiweza sisi hatubagui. Wanajiweza, hawajiwezi, we are there to kusaidia kila mtu. Tuangalie rangi, tuangalie kabila, tuangalie chama, tuangalie siasa yote, to police this issue. We don't play politics in such issues.
The announcement has sparked emotional reactions across the country, with many Kenyans praising the gesture while others continue demanding answers about what exactly led to the deadly inferno. What began as an ordinary school night quickly turned into a nightmare. Students were reportedly asleep in their dormitories when the fire broke out. Within moments, panic spread throughout the school compound as flames rapidly engulfed parts of the building. Teachers, staff members, emergency responders, and local residents rushed to save as many students as possible. While dozens were rescued, 16 young girls sadly lost their lives. The tragedy left the entire nation in shock. Parents rushed to hospitals and the school's grounds hoping to find their daughters safe. For many families, however, the night ended in unimaginable sorrow. The images of grieving parents collapsing in tears and relatives desperately searching for information touched the hearts of millions of Kenyans.
I have my two eyes. I can just go and see whether she's there. No, I don't care about now information. I don't care. Just tell me. Don't go your command post. Don't go your command post. Is she alive or dead? Is she in there? Come on. Please, can I go and check? I know my daughter how she looks like. I know she's very beautiful. I want to see my daughter.
No, please.
Don't lecture me, man. Don't lecture me, please. I want my daughter.
It's okay.
That's what I want.
Kama wewe ni mzazi ingia. Kama wewe ni mzazi ingia. Tafadhali. Tafadhali mama.
Nothing prepares a parent for the loss of a child. Many of the affected families had invested everything they had in educating their daughters. Some had dreams of seeing them become doctors, teachers, lawyers, engineers, and leaders. Instead, they now face the painful task of organizing funerals. Funeral expenses in Kenya can be overwhelming, especially when families must transport bodies to different parts of the country, arrange burial ceremonies, and accommodate relatives who travel long distances. For some parents, the financial burden comes at a time when they are already emotionally broken. Several families have described the loss as a wound that may never fully heal. Amid the mourning, Mike SONKO announced that he will assist the affected families by covering funeral costs. The former governor, known for his charitable initiatives and support for vulnerable families during times of crisis, said no parent should have to worry about funeral expenses while grieving the loss of a child. The offer immediately grew widespread attention. Supporters praised SONKO for stepping forward when families needed help most.
Salamia mheshimiwa. Salama sana mheshimiwa.
Social media platforms were flooded with messages commending the move, with many describing it as a humanitarian gesture that transcends politics. For the grieving families, the assistance could ease part of the financial burden as they focus on giving their daughters a dignified farewell. Even as the country mourns, investigations into the cause of the fire continue. Authorities are working to establish exactly what happened and whether there were any lapses in safety measures. Kenyans are demanding accountability and answers. How did the fire start? Could it have been prevented? Were emergency systems adequate? What lessons can schools across the country learn from this tragedy? These are the questions many families want answered, questions as they seek justice for their loved ones. One thing has become clear throughout this difficult period. Kenyans from all walks of life have come together to support the affected families. Religious leaders, politicians, businesses, schools, and ordinary citizens have all expressed their condolences. Prayer services have been held in honor of the students, while messages of comfort continue pouring in from across the country. The tragedy serves as a painful reminder of the importance of student safety and the responsibility institutions have to protect young lives. As preparations begin to lay the 16 students to rest, the pain felt by their families remain impossible to measure. While no amount of money can replace a child or erase the grief of losing a loved one, Mike SONKO's offer to cover funeral expenses has been viewed by many as a gesture of compassion during one of the darkest moments these families have ever faced. For now, the nation continues to mourn, pray, and wait for answers. The memories of the 16 young girls will live on the hearts of their families, classmates, teachers, and all Kenyans who have been touched by this heartbreaking tragedy. As investigations continue, one thing remains certain. Kenya will never forget the 16 young lives lost in UTUMISHI Girls' School fire. May their souls rest in peace, and may their families find strength during the difficult time. This is Kesh Media Kenya. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.